Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Well, today is a very exciting day because I finally have in a brand new guitar from the very well-known American luthier based in Iowa, John Dick. Now, John has been building guitars since 1993, I believe he told me, and started building his first double top guitars in 1998, which I believe places him in one of the first few double top guitars in the world. He's been building in that style since then. Now, I've actually played on a number of John Dick guitars. Actually, the first one I played was from a friend of mine in my undergraduate named Jesse Garcia. And then another colleague of mine has one here in Austin, Texas. And then now this is the newest one I've played by far, and I am really impressed. But before we get into the sound, I want to talk a little bit about the specs of the guitar. You'll notice it's got this orangish colored Cedar Doubletop here. You'll immediately notice with this rosette here, inspiration from Hernandez y Aguado, who has a very similar rosette. And we'll get to some other details that are very much inspired by Hernandez y Aguado as well. Looking down at the bridge, you'll see this, I believe, Wenge bridge. Very, very simple, very clean and elegant, and maybe a little bit of a satin finish on this bridge as well. Like I said, it's a Cedar Doubletop. When you turn the guitar around, you'll see this beautiful set of Indian rosewood with some nice red colored woods here. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's gorgeous. And then I have to mention right away, I mean, my eyes gravitate towards this right away, which is these really giant frets, which I've grown extremely fond of. I have a Miguel Rodriguez guitar from 1980 that has huge frets on it that I really like. And when I looked at this guitar, I immediately thought of that one. I find it really comfortable on a lot of guitars, and it's kind of a mystery to me why sometimes low frets work well and I enjoy it, and why sometimes high frets work well. But on this, I love it. There is this really nice piece of abalone for the 7th fret dot, and I love little details like this. This piece of abalone or mother of pearl or whatever this is, it just glows. It sticks out to me. It's so classy. It's the only dot on the guitar. And what it almost reminds me of is on Dennis Toltz's guitars, he puts this little copper ring, I believe. It doesn't look anything like each other, but you know, these little details I really enjoy on guitars. On the back of the neck here, he told me it's the satin finish here. That's super comfortable. When you rub your thumb along it, you don't really feel sticky or noisy. It just feels smooth. Really nice. Moving on up to the headstock, you will see the headstock shape, which is almost exactly the Hernandez y Aguado shape. Again, that little influence is also reflected on the rosette pattern. And also it's matte finish on the bridge there. We have some standard tuners here. And other than that, I would really love to talk about the sound of this guitar and start exploring some sounds. So let's start off with maybe this big D chord here. You know what? I really notice how much punch and power there is from playing these basses. That's a very satisfying sound. And you know what? When I heard the depth of this, I thought maybe the main air resonance was really low, but in fact, it's G to G sharp range. So you really get this huge punch and depth from the basses. And then when you mosey on up to the trebles, it really beautifully sings. You know, sometimes you get guitars that have incredible third and second strings, like here. Maybe it's just glowing, but then when you travel on up to the first string, sometimes they sink in resonance and in sustain and clarity. But listen here. And that's the most important string of a guitar, right? That's where so many of your melodies are, no matter what type of piece that you're playing. You know, it makes me really want to play Julia Florida by Barrios. It's a huge sound filled with sustain. I would put this in the category of double tops that like to be pushed, which I think is a really nice thing. You get a very traditional response from the guitar when you lean into it a little bit. It's very capable of getting some really profound colors. Or it's such a beautiful contrast. You know, it really says a lot to me that this guitar sounds so open and interesting and colorful when it's brand new. I mean, I just tuned this up a couple of days ago, and I'm just really getting to know it now. So you guys are sharing this experience with me, so welcome. I should play a piece on this guitar that I play on every guitar, Prelude 11 by Tárrega. Wow. Hopefully you can really notice this evenness and sustain between D, E, and F sharp. It's really crisp. I mean, the notes really get a miraculous sustain. That's muting everything else. So, you know, when you start pieces like this, you just feel like you can really take your time. It's a wonderful guitar, honestly. I'm very pleasantly surprised. It's been such a long time since I've played one of these, and I liked them back then, but honestly, I hadn't played many great guitars at the time, so I really didn't know. And now I'm playing the latest and greatest by John Dick here, and gosh, I am impressed. a really interesting guitar, and I can't imagine how it's going to sound with some more playtime. So if you're interested in this guitar, check it out at guitarcollection.com. It's currently available as I'm speaking these words. You'll be able to see a full album of beautiful photos, a description for this guitar, and I want to remind you to subscribe to the website. You'll see an email box at the top. You'll find it in a bunch of different places where you can enter in your email and be notified about new instruments each week before they become available. But wow, congratulations to John Dick. This is such a great guitar. I had a nice conversation with him about it on the phone. He obviously takes such great pride in his instruments and the fit and finish of the whole thing. So it's got a really nice low action. I think I've said everything I need to say about it. I'm going to play a few more musical examples, or maybe just a couple more. I'm going to try Capricho Árabe by Tárrega. And how about Registro by Antonio Lauro? Well, congratulations to John Dick for building this incredible Cedar Doubletop guitar. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central US time for our weekly live stream, and check out this guitar at guitarcollection.com. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.